Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show this evening. Welcome back everybody, good to be back. And of course, had a few, literally just under 2 weeks off, which I'm going to address in a moment, just to briefly touch upon that before we move forward. But there is a lot to discuss, isn't there? You know, there's a lot happened over the last week, and we've got the running order for you guys very, very soon. I'm going to go through what we're going to go through in a moment. But first, obviously, yeah, I have had a bit of a break. You know, I just took the past week or so just to regather myself, really, because I had been struggling prior to, you know, I think my streams weren't really that great before I kind of took a break anyway. Good sense I wasn't really feeling myself. So yeah, no, and then it just went, you know, I couldn't end up doing anything really. I couldn't do any streaming or anything. So yeah, I just kind of took this week to clear my mind, and obviously, I feel ready to get back to it. I have missed doing this, and yeah, so I'm not going to say any more on the matter, but yeah, I did take a little bit. I did do a community post. I was going to come back on Monday, but I didn't feel up to that either. So just took a few extra days more to gather myself a little bit better. And yeah, so we're back. And hopefully you guys can hear me. The audio is okay. I'm connected to my earphones. I know I have had issues with my earphones before with the sound, but I do like to be connected to earphones because it just makes like the background noise. You know, it doesn't, it stops the background noise basically. But yeah, let's say a few hellos before we get into the running order and what we're going to discuss in. Obviously, lots to discuss, as I said. Ding says, how are you, mate? We look better on Saturday, but still like that cutting edge. Yeah, we're going to cover that in a moment, but I think the fact that we look better isn't really saying much, is it really? Because we've been that poor lately. Comparing Saturday to previous games, I don't really think you can do that because it's been so bad. So, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm doing better, thank you now slightly, and obviously hope you're well and welcome into the chat as well. And Wayne says hi, hope you're well. Hello to you, Wayne. Feeling a lot better now, thank you. Feeling a lot better mentally, so good to be back. Hope you're doing well yourself as well, Wayne, and welcome in. But yeah, look. We've got a lot. This is the catch-up show because we've got so much to discuss. I haven't actually put a proper title in terms of a specific topic, only one topic kind of thing. So yeah, the running order. We're going to discuss the last two games. We're going to go more into the Reading game, obviously our latest game, into a bit more detail. I'm going to touch upon the Northampton game, so we're going to kind of do it like that. Then we've got obviously the transfer deadline day. Sign in front as well. Obviously, we made a few sign. Well, we made one sign, sent one out on loan, so we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about injuries, which is obviously been an absolute ridiculous amount of injuries for us, and it's been a big problem for us this season. So we're going to talk about injuries. It has to be done. And yeah, like I said, then we're going to move on to our form, the form that we're showing at the moment. Obviously, going to discuss Paul Ramsden's sacking, the stadium announcer. We're going to discuss that. Don't you worry, I've got lots to say about that as well. And then to finish as well, we're going to talk about the lovely fan forum, guys, the other day, the lovely online fan forum. That it was such a beneficial event to have, wasn't it? Absolutely. Sarcasm, of course. So yeah, we're going to discuss that, and then that's about it. So yeah, we've got lots to discuss. Make sure you do drop a like on the video if you are in here right now. Get your comments in throughout the show as well. Let me know your thoughts on each of the topics that we're going to discuss. And yeah, it'd be good to hear from you in the chat. But welcome in, and hope you're doing well, everybody, and hope you're having a good week. We're at Friday already. Blooming heck. Well, not yet, but tomorrow practically we're on Friday because today's over, isn't it now? So yeah. Bing says, yeah, hoping for a win this weekend. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to that game with full confidence that they're either. But yeah, we hopefully, you can only hope and pray. But not getting ahead would be poor, yeah, absolutely. Not bad, thanks. Good to hear, Wayne. Good to hear. Literally the most useful fan forum ever. I mean, look, we're going to get into it, don't you worry. But look, let's touch upon the Northampton game briefly, and then we're going to discuss the Reading game in a bit more detail as well, obviously with that being the recent game. But yeah, look, we went into this Northampton game thinking, we're into the game in poor form, but I still felt like we could, that we could win the game. We should be winning the game. But surprise, surprise, you get let down week in, week out. Now, prior to this game, Northampton had only scored 9 goals at home before they played us. Teams sat 20th in the league, tend to be down at the bottom end of the table in League One or top end of League Two. That's the kind of club that Northampton are in terms of like the stature of the club. That's where they tend to find themselves. And yeah, it was an absolutely pathetic weak performance, this, wasn't it? The fact that first half, I mean, to be fair, most of the game was awful, but I think that first half especially, wow. I mean, that is completely disgraceful, wasn't it, what we saw in that first half? I think, it was as if we were setting up not to win. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe my eyes. But yeah, look, 2-0 down at half time. And my kind of take home of it is that there's no plan. We talked about plan A. I don't think there's even a plan A in Duff's thinking. I don't see a plan A at all. But there was no plan A in this one. No plan B either. No fights at all. Defence can't defend. Midfield, non-existent, nowhere to be seen. Formation that clearly wasn't working. No clue what his best 11 is, Duff, as far as I'm concerned. And the style of play, absolutely shocking. It is shocking. I don't care what anybody says, it is shocking. It's setting up not to win. It's ultimately ridiculous, isn't it? And that second half, you can talk about, we scored 2 goals in the final 20 minutes, 15 minutes, just to paper over the cracks. It wasn't papering over any cracks with me, I'm afraid, because that performance, if we would have got a point out of that, that would have been a daylight robbery for, in terms of, we would have been lucky to get a draw out of that. Northampton would have been hard done by. If that would have happened. We didn't deserve anything out of the game. And because we scored 2 late goals, whoopie-doo, but the reality is you go 2-0 down and you're going 2-0 down at half time. Where was the reaction in the second half? Because then we ended up conceding another goal, and I'm afraid you can't afford to start playing with 20 minutes left of the game when you're 3-0 down and expect to get away with it. These players and this manager need to have a good, long, hard look at themselves. Let me tell you. Because they are letting us down every single week. And it's not good enough. It is not good enough. So, and I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it. I haven't been convinced on Duff all season, if I'm being brutally honest. I think it's pretty clear that he's very one-dimensional. He doesn't seem to be able to tweak the game as it goes along. He has to kind of wait until half-time and then change it. Why can't you change it when you're on the back foot during the match, like when the match is actually ongoing? Why do you have to wait until the break? Why do you have to be so... Why can't you actually be proactive rather than reactive? And I can't see him bringing any success here, guys. I really can't. I'm just not convinced anymore. I think I was very close to being Duff out before the Northampton game, being honest, because what I've seen all season is absolutely rubbish tactics, no style of play, one-dimensional, like I said, one-dimensional tactics. And we've been going through games and we've been very lucky to win games when we've been winning the games. You have not only what we've won games in the season, not about anybody else, but when you've been walking out of the ground after the game, if you go, I was thinking, there's so many occasions where I've been thinking to myself, my God, we were lucky to win that today. We were very lucky to win that today. That's a problem. That is a big problem. Because yes, it's about getting results and winning games, no matter how you do it. But that's a big problem because it's not sustainable, that. It's not sustainable to be winning games in that fashion every time, where you're coming away from it and thinking, my God, we let the opponent pepper our goal, didn't we, today? We were lucky to get, you know what I mean? We were lucky to win the game. It's just not sustainable. And it's caught up with us again. We've already had one bad spell in the season, earlier on in the season, and now we're having another one. And I'm afraid when you have 2 or 3 bad spells in the season, you cannot actually expect to be promoted, because you're just not going to be able to do it, I guess. So for me, it's not good at all, is it? You know, and for me, Duff is inept. You know, we've stumbled our way into the top 6. No ambition on the pitch at all. Below par performances all season. And then, like I said, we start playing with 20 minutes to go in this game against Northampton. No passion, drive, or determination. Nothing from these players. Balker messing around at the back. Tom Eaves had him on toast because he was shocking. I mean, what do these players actually do all week? What do they actually do in training all week? Because they don't seem to be doing the right lot from what we've seen on a match day. And I think Duff's system's very predictable. Oh, my earphone, guys. I've dropped my earphone. Right, we're back. We are back. But yeah, where was I? Look, I think Duff's system's very predictable. It's hopeless. We aren't going anywhere whilst he's in charge. I've said that. I don't think we're going anywhere with this guy in charge. It's the same rubbish, different week. Set up so negative. We look completely devoid of ideas. And like I said, we go back at every opportunity, create nothing, and the opposition always wants it more. And the back 5 that he keeps playing doesn't work. And you can blame injuries all you like, and we're going to get into the injuries in a moment, but we've been rubbish when we weren't losing every game as well, like I already said. And, you know, and I think the things that he's been saying after games as well, I don't know about you guys, but the things he's been saying after games, what are you watching? What have you been watching? Why are you lying to yourself? Why you sound like a broken record? Just be honest. Instead of saying one moment of quality for Birmingham got them over the line, you know, for them. No. The game against Birmingham weeks ago now, they deserved to win that game. And yes, there was only one goal in it, but they should have been out of sight, if we're being honest. So yeah, I'm not happy with Duff personally. And I don't think he's the long-term solution for our issues. Not at all. Let's get into the comments. I do apologise. We've been on a bit of a rant there. Wayne says Mill on his way back. Yeah, we'll be wanting now. My goodness, how have we missed him this season? We've missed him so much, haven't we, since he got injured? Goodness me. But yeah, Dean says Duff is the right man, but he needs to change how he goes about it. I don't think he is I mean, it's your opinion, but I don't think he is the right man, to be honest with you, because I just don't see anything in his. From what we've seen, I don't see anything of. He refuses to change proper, fully. He doesn't change his way. Constant playing out from the back, and I don't know what our style of play is. The thing is, the way I see it is our style of play consists of sideways, backwards, left to right, right to left, up to the halfway line, back to Lees or Pearson, hoof it up to the strikers who are not target men, and it comes straight back at us every single time. That is not a plan, and that is why I say it. Does he even have a plan A? I don't even think he does, to be honest. The guy is totally inept. Yeah, but the thing is, he's shown in his career though, thing that he doesn't change his ways. He doesn't change his ways. That's the problem. So he's very stubborn. Saturday has to be a must-win for Duff. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have any confidence going into the game at all, and yeah, it is a must-win game. But how long have we been saying it's a must-win game for us? It's a must-win game for us, and yeah, I know you're saying it's a must-win game for Duff himself, but it's a must-win game for us anyway. Whoever, it's a must-win game for us. Not just Duff. It's a must-win game because we are really struggling now, aren't we? That being said, he isn't going to change it. So honestly, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I just said. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Michael says, "Hi, Ryan. Good to see you back. Hope everything's okay." Yeah, big up to you, Michael. I'm feeling a lot better in myself, recently, and obviously, yeah. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your support as well. I know you commented on my community post that I put out on, I think it was Friday last week, wasn't it? So yeah, it's good to be back, and yeah, I'm doing better than I was anyway, that's for sure. But hope you're well, and welcome in, Michael. Do you think Town will win Bars? Well, like I said, I'm not confident, so who knows? I just can't predict us at the moment. You just never know what you're going to get. Surely Pearson should have been the one stuck on Eves, not Balker. Yeah, I mean, look, the plan but this is what needs to be discussed before the game starts, and it's obviously, it's clear to see that, Balker was told to pick up Eves, and it wasn't working, and yeah, so I don't know anymore. I think you have to think from the manager that you can't blast the players hard, or it'll be demoralising completely. I'm not sure what this is referring to, Bing, but I'm not talking about like I didn't really mention anything about telling the players how it is. I kind of more focusing on the way he sets up his team and his tactics, and I just think it's totally rubbish. It's rubbish. Not convinced by Duff, but when I look at the people out of the job, I don't see a standout candidate. But Blue Terrier, let me ask you this, right? And this is what a lot of football fans say this, by the way. When a manager isn't doing so great, and they're not really convinced with their manager, they'll always say this. Well, you know what? I don't really know if there's anybody out of a job that we can that can come in and make a bigger impact. But that shouldn't really be part of the equation. The reality is that this earphone keeps falling out, guys. The reality is, if we aren't convinced with how he's approaching game, how he's going about things, then we have to act, and to me, and for me, I don't really want Duff beyond next. I want a new manager in the summer, personally. I can't see us getting promoted. No chance. Absolutely no chance. You'll get managers, and this is another thing that really annoys me. You'll have you'll have managers that will just outwit you. It's not easy to outwit Duff, is it? When he's only got one way to play, and when he does change it, it's only slight changes. It's not like a big. Like, if a game's not going in his favour, he won't change it massively, but he'll tweak it. Well, I'm sorry, if it's not working, it does need to be a bit more than a little change, little tweak of the system. It's not going to work. So, yeah, this is always an argument amongst fans, and I don't agree with it. Look, I don't really know who's out there at the moment. I'm not saying sack him now, but I wouldn't be taking him beyond this, at the end of the season. If he doesn't achieve what we all wanted to achieve at the start of the season, which is promotion, which looks highly unlikely right now, then for me, I don't really see him doing anything moving forward. That's just my opinion. I'm not convinced. I don't like the way he sets out his team and everything. I just don't like it. It's dreadful. That being said, Barnsley was the end of our bad form last. Yeah, they were actually a good point, to be fair. So yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of light there, but I think we're clutching at straws with that at the moment, to be fair, because yeah, we were at home in those games as well. So yeah, but yes, that's the Northampton game that I've kind of covered then. So injuries. Ruskin is injured, guys. Look, this is ridiculous, isn't it? Apparently, Duff has said today he's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks, so it's not as worse. It's not as bad as we expected it to be. But again, just so frustrating, isn't it? Because we signed him, then he got sent off in his first game, and then when he's returned, he's got injured with a few games being back. And we know we're light in that area, guys. And now we're back to square one down that left-hand side. It's just so infuriating. And of course, guess who was injured again, guys? The guy himself, Reece Healy, of course, now ruled out for the season. Honestly, just terminate this guy's contract now. I'm telling you, terminate it now. Because he's as useless and as unreliable as ever. And by the way, someone the club paid £2 million on, by the way, £2 million. Another disaster class of a signing by Cartwright. What a waste of money that was. Have we just got money to waste left, right, and centre? Is that what it is? Because we've got a really rich owner. It's just not good enough. No due diligence on the player before he came in. It was, let's pick a player out of a hat and hope for the best. That's our recruitment system. Not anything. No due diligence. No research into any players that we sign. It's all luck. So yeah, Reece Healy, get out of the club. Absolute waste of time. I'm sorry, brutal as it is. I don't care. He's no good to anybody. And if you cannot keep fit, you cannot, then I'm sorry. Enough's enough. I'm done. Healy was a complete waste. Like, get rid of. Yeah, absolutely. It's just a joke, isn't it? Should have taken him when Watford was so keen to get rid of him. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that. But of course, no common sense in this football club. That's the people in the boardroom. So of course, just get blooming. I don't know what I'm looking for. Just get the wool pulled over our eyes once again. That's the club that we are, guys. Let's be honest. Incompetent people at the top, running the show like a circus, and this is what you get. Rubbish signing after rubbish signing. But you know what? Don't worry. We'll keep you in a job, Cartwright. Don't worry, because you're my best mate. Kevin Nagel, best mates with each other, best mates with him. Don't worry, we'll keep you. It doesn't matter how bad you are at your job. Don't worry. It's like we're an American club here where results don't matter. It's an utter disgrace. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But look, we're going to talk a little more about injuries in a minute, because the amount of injuries we've had this season, and I'm tired of hearing the word, "Oh, it's bad luck." By Duff, keep saying bad luck to us. No, it is not bad luck. Now, up to date, we have had 29 injuries in 29 games, and you're telling me this is bad luck? Is that what you're saying? We're not stupid. We really are not stupid around these ways. And if you look at all these injuries, guys, and it's not including the recent injuries, but look, Nichols, the elbow injury, Chris Maxwell's viral infection, hamstring injuries galore, ankle injuries, groin injuries, knee injuries, all these injuries, guys. A lot of them are muscular injuries. So this is the sign of a completely incompetent medical department. That's what it is. Because when you have so many muscular injuries like this, it's just not normal. And I don't need to be an expert to know that. It's just common sense. And when you look at the amount of injuries we've had here, you just think to yourself, it's not bad luck at all. It's pure incompetence from across the board. And I don't even know, but it's just pretty damning, isn't it, when you've got that amount of injuries. Now we're gonna. By the way, guys, anybody that's just tuning in right now, make sure you do drop a like on the video. It would help me a lot, and subscribe if you're new around here. Let's try and get to 800 subscribers as soon as we can. That would be brilliant if you guys can help share the channel with everybody, and yeah, help me get there. But yeah, let's get into the deadline day situation. Transfer deadline day, because obviously we did make a signing. Tawanda Churu, 21 years of age, attacking midfielder, signed on loan from Wolves after having his loan cut short at Derby, where he spent the first half of the season. Now, look, signing number 10 / winger, when we haven't even bothered to replace Helic at the back, is so poor. Yet again, signing a player with countless injury issues as well, and the player who Derby couldn't wait to get rid of, because, like I said, Derby decided to say, you know what, we don't, we want to send you back. Derby decided to cut short his loan last month, sorry, and yeah, nobody, a few comments that Derby fans had for him weren't great either. The fact that they were happy to see him go, and that, so look, my initial thoughts, look, another injury-prone player, which fits in around here with the amount of injuries we have. So yeah, I just was very confused with the signing, guys, and being honest with you. If you sign the player, you need him to be a player that will make a big difference. Will upgrade the squad to what you already have, and I don't really see him doing that. And plus, it's when he can stay fit as well, which is another concern. So yeah, it's just another pointless signing in my eyes. But that's what we come to expect here now, because we have got an idiot running the show, and just being completely incompetent at what he does. And then Bojan Radulovic was also sent out on loan to Fortuna Sittard for the rest of the season. Look, I know it's a shocker of a signing, let's be honest, guys. And to be honest, I'm not really sad to see him go. Having said that, I'd rather see him on the bench at Town than a certain Ladapo. But that's no consolation. They're both terrible. Another waste of money. A player that costs over £1 million. How much more? Can I just ask a question? How much more money is Nagel going to allow Cartwright to waste before he gets rid of him? What are we doing here? Seriously, what are we actually doing? The amount of money that has been wasted since Nagel's come in is unbelievable. And yeah, that's what you get when you employ people that aren't very good at what they do and shouldn't really be in the game at all. Sorry, being in the game in America, but that's a totally different ball game. We're in England here. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Anyway, the transfer deadline day. Let's get into the Reading game then. Obviously on Saturday we played Reading. Now, if you look at the lineup, for the game, obviously 5 changes to the team that lost to Northampton. Debut for new boy Tawanda Churu. Nichols is back between the sticks as well on this one, wasn't he? As Chapman gets dropped. I thought that was interesting. I think Chapman, for me, guys, look, I think Chapman has done a lot of good stuff since he's come in with the saves made, but I think in recent weeks it has looked really shaky, to be honest with you. It has looked a bit shaky to me, and yeah, obviously Nichols comes back in. So whether that, I think that probably suggests that Nichols will see out the remainder of the season, to be honest, unless he gets injured again. Lees, Kane, and Marshall, the other changes in the game. But yeah, look, I thought we actually started the game really well, though, guys. And obviously, another thing as well, Kasumu back on the bench, which was great to see. We've missed Kasumu a lot, haven't we? But look, I actually thought we started the game quite well. I like the tempo we had in the opening 20 minutes. Started on the front foot, as you would expect being the home team. Pressed from the front, winning the second balls. But then I don't know what happened after that, but we just reverted back to our own ways then. And why is it that we can only play for one half? And when we do play well in that half, we never make it count. We never make it actually count. So what is the purpose of being on top in the first place if you're not going to make it count? I thought Marshall and Charles were, proving to be a real handful as well. I thought they did well, as they look to kind of form that partnership at the top. But I do question Charles' ability to finish. He has had quite a lot of chances in the past 5 games since he's come through the door. I just think he's just wasting chances, in my opinion. But then again, he's probably not getting as many chances that maybe he should do, because we're just hoofing the ball up to him and expecting him to win a header against a 6'4" defender when the guy's 5'9", 10. So there's no logic in the way we play either. But I think obviously Reading was really remaining persistent, wanting to try to play out from the back at every opportunity, and you could tell they weren't comfortable with that. And obviously we were obviously thriving off that and winning the ball high up. So in that first half, but we didn't make any of it count. And I think the referee as well, again, back in the spotlight, as he always is when games involve us, because the amount of time wasting that was going on from Reading since the very first minute was pretty embarrassing, very embarrassing actually. Every throw-in, free kick, goal kick, they just, it's taken at least 20 to 30 seconds every time they've had any kind of set piece. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Referee just warning them, warning them, but then doesn't yellow card them, of course. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. But look, the half time, obviously, at the half time, look, it was one of the better halves we've seen at football recently, but that's not saying much because we've been dreadful for ages, for numerous weeks now. And again, I go back to it. The issue was in that first half, we didn't make it count of being on top, and that's all that matters. Reading probably were the happier of the two teams, as they haven't shown anything. As they didn't show anything in that first half. Good performances. For Churu did a few good things, but not overly, not anything spectacular. Marshall and Charles, as I said, were looking really good as well, to be honest with you, without scoring, which is what the most important part of the game is. But for in the second half, though, Reading started to grow in confidence. They were enjoying their best part of the game. We made some changes after it clearly wasn't the best of. I don't know what was said at halftime. It clearly didn't work, did it? Hogg and Churu came off for Koroma and Kasumu. So Kasumu getting some minutes after returning from injury, big plus for us. Sorensen also came off the turn. Sorensen just running himself into the ground, and yeah, he was absolutely really tired, so he came off. But yeah, look, Reading with a better side in the second half. They stuck around and weathered that storm in the first half, and we just ran out of the ideas clearly. And then when you're sending on somebody like Freddie Ladapo, it's hardly an inspiring substitution, is it? Absolutely pathetic substitution, really. I'd rather see one of the youngsters play. And I've said it, I'll keep saying it. I know I sound like a broken record, but the truth. I don't want to see Ladapo at this football club. He shouldn't even be here in the first place. Dion Charles was obviously the one that made way for Ladapo. So yeah. But yeah, full time, end goalless. And yeah, just another frustrating game, to be honest with you. You know, dominant in the first half, failed to score one on top, and that's ultimately why we have never won the game because we don't seem to be capable of playing for two halves of football for some reason. Um, Again, a lack of quality. That we didn't show. We showed a complete lack of quality. Can't carve open teams who we should be beating. Reading were there for the taking in this one, and we failed to deliver. Um, we're going to look at the table in a moment, but yeah, we're just sliding down that table now. I thought Marshall was a good player. I thought Marshall did well in the game. Nobody brilliant though in this game, to be honest with you. But for me, Marshall probably the man of the match in this one. Um, but yeah, just more disappointment. And I think the thing that I recognised a lot on Saturday was that the apathy as well and showed it back. I could sense it around the ground, empty seats, emptier than usual, lack of connection between players, managers, and the fans, clear to see. I mean, what is the actual answer, guys? Because this isn't coherent. A run of form, masked over poor performances, as I've already mentioned, way below par, and full out underperforming and delivering in every sense of the word right now. It was just another frustrating watch. 4 home games without a goal now is absolutely rubbish. This isn't promotion form at all. So slow, predictable, no creativity. I mean, is that how we're coached? Is that how the players are coached? Has Duff lost the players? Boring, rubbish football, and it is very tough to watch a lot of most of the time. It really was dreadful. Players are poor, not giving 100%. Duff looks lost and tactically inept. Also, don't get me started on Cartwright's building a squad in the summer. I'm thinking one winger in Josh Corona would be okay for a full season, as if we don't need a plan B. It's like they don't have any brain cells in this football club, do they? They don't have any brain cells. They don't think for themselves. They're not in the real world. Let's have a look at the comments, guys. I'm going to rant here right now, but yeah. We pay pay $3 million for Taylor to be injured instantly. Yeah, it just sums it up, doesn't it? And it's going to be a shite season when you're getting players in you sign that you need, and they get injured straight away. It's just unbelievable. It's infuriating, isn't it? It really is infuriating. We spent £6 million on strikers, and most of them are rubbish. Yeah, exactly. Absolute waste of money. But that's on the owner's watch because he's allowing Cartwright to be still employed by the club because he's his best mate. The only reason he has a job still, guys, and I can't think of any other reason why he's still in a job, is just because they're friends. Like, that's how you run a football club. That's how you run a football club. Keep your best mates in charge, right? No matter how badly they do, don't worry, it's fine. Let's just keep. Is that what we're looking to achieve here? Just keep getting relegated after relegation after relegation. Because that's the only way. That's the only direction we go in, with that absolute idiot in charge, in Cartwright, running the day-to-day operations and making the big decisions. Absolutely disgraceful. Wayne says Nagel wants it automatically. If we don't make playoffs, do you think Duff should go? Yeah, I mean, look, Nagel wanting playoffs and actually backing it up with actual. Well, if he wanted automatics, well and truly, he would have got rid of Cartwright in the summer. He would have had a proper rebuild in the summer, like we were told we were going to get, and we didn't get a full rebuild because a lot of these players have let us down season in, season out, still remain at the club. Yeah, we've got rid of quite a few. But still, there's too many at this club that are still lingering around the place. But for me, even if we do make the playoffs, we have to get promoted this season. Because if we don't, then it's a failure. I said at the start of the season, if we don't get promoted, we've been a failure. That's it. It's a failure. But I've already said that I'm not convinced. Even if we did get promoted, then you're thinking to yourself, if the miracle happens, if we get promoted, it's a miracle, a long dream right now of getting promoted right now. But if we did, am I really convinced with Duff in the Championship? Not really, no. Not really, no. It looks out of place at Swansea in the Championship. And yeah, that's only one club. But if he's struggling to implement his style of play and ideas in League One, and how is he going to do it in the Championship when you're playing even better teams every week? There's no gimme in the Championship at all, as we know. So even if we did get, I don't really see how he takes the club forward and brings us any success. So yeah, I don't think he should be staying beyond this season. Like I said, this season, he doesn't get promoted. If he gets promoted, though, the reality is he has to stay next season. And then you think to yourself, well, it's not going to be, it's just going to be the same. It's just going to be the same every game in terms of what we've seen this season. So, yeah, hopefully I've answered that. Don't think it matters if we get the playoffs. It's not good enough. Charles is not getting the saves from the field. Yeah, look, I mean, look, I'm not being too harsh on Charles. I do think he had a few opportunities, and yes, to be fair, have they been clear-cut opportunities? Probably not. There has been some good opportunities in the penalty when he's been in the penalty area, though, from what I remember. But he hasn't. But he's getting like 1 or 2 chances a game, and that's not enough. You know, probably needs 3 or 4. And to be fair, it begs the question: if I'm saying that, then we needed clinical strikers to come through the door, and a clinical striker tends to score 1 in every 2 games, at least. He's not doing that. He's coming, obviously, a lack of confidence as well, but he isn't getting the service at the moment either. So that's a big part of it as well. But I do think he needs to be better with his hold-up play, with his first touch. The amount of heavy touches that he makes, it is poor. So he needs to sharpen up for me. But yeah, what is that now? Like 5 or 6 games now he's come through the door and still hasn't scored. It isn't great, is it? Nagel's a blind man. Nagel is. I think Nagel is, at this point. I think Nagel's just being pure ignorant. I think that's what it is. I think he's being pure ignorant. He's not listening to the fact that everybody's saying Cartwright out now. Everybody's saying it now. But again, won't listen to us, and I just think it's plain ignorance at this point. He will do it his way and only his way, and when it's clearly not working. But look, guys, let's look at the form guide, because let me tell you, it's not good reading at all right now. Look at this, guys. 18th in the form guide, 5 points from a possible 18 in the last 6 games. We're now looking over our shoulder and thinking, are we even going to get in the playoffs right now? He's gone from being 4th and trying to close the gap on the top 2 to now clinging on to 6th place. It's simply not good enough. It really isn't. But this doesn't make for good reading, does it, at all? And it just shows, we've lost 3 out of the last 6 games. We haven't won a game in the last 5. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? What is this? What is happening? This isn't promotion form, and it's not, and it's relegation form. Yeah, it's relegation form. It's just utterly disgraceful. In the league below, and we're still struggling. We're still struggling, and if you look at the table as well now, we're in 6th place. Look, only 2 points. Look at the teams below us now. Leyton Orient, 2 points behind us. Bolton, 2 points behind us. We're literally clinging on. And by the way, I don't care about the game in hand. People keep saying game in hand, game. Well, yeah. We haven't got the points on the board right now, and we are not picking up enough points. It is just dreadful. So we now find ourselves clinging on to 6th place with our fingertips. And the longer this goes on, the worse it will get in terms of not getting wins. And we could be finding ourselves out of the bottoms. We could be finding ourselves out of the top 6 come Saturday tea time, which would show how low this club has gone in the last few weeks, especially. There's just nothing to get excited about, is there? Is there? There's nothing to feed off at all for the fans. And how many times have I seen on social media, "Ooh, the atmosphere was flat today" from other fans? Too right being flat. What have we actually got to shout about? What have we got to get behind? What have we got to really get ourselves off our feet? We haven't got anything. So when people say the atmosphere is being flat all season and all this, well, are you surprised? Are you surprised when we're playing so badly and getting embarrassed by teams that we should be beating in all due respect? And even when we're winning games, we're getting lucky. So I'm sorry, the atmosphere, the fans will try and do their bit, let me tell you. And to be fair, a good core group turn up every week still, continuously, every week. But for what? Because we get let down every single week. We've got nothing to shout about. We've got nothing to be excited about. And we've got no attacking, entertaining football that we were promised at the start of the season. Once again, more lies fed by the club. Next season, we'll sell half of the season tickets. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be interesting to see how much they increase the price, because good luck getting people in the stadium when you're going to increase prices. And I tell you now, if changes aren't made in the summer and Cartwright's out the door, you know what? We have been lucky with season card. What I will say, we've been lucky with the season card price for a while now, right? I get that. I fully appreciate that. Now, what I will say is, I don't mind paying a bit more if we know that we are not going to be let down by the people in the board. People like Cartwright should be nowhere near this football club, I've already alluded to. If the price are raised and we've got somebody in the building that that we've got a good board that we know that will make more good decisions than bad, and you know what I mean. They'll sign some good players, and we'll be going somewhere. But the problem is, we're not getting any of that right now, and we haven't since Nagel's come through the door with his team. I'm afraid. So that's where fans will have a problem, because why should we pay more and get nothing in return? And that's the problem. So good luck raising the ticket prices, Nagel, because I tell you what, if changes are not made in terms of the people that are running this football club, then I'm sorry, you ain't going to be selling as many as you have done this season. I'm convinced about that, because there's already people, as I already said on Saturday, a lot of people just couldn't be bothered to go. And that's why it's about the apathy. People just don't want to go. And who can blame them? Who can really blame them right now? People just want to occupy themselves with other things. And the season card holders not turning up, you've got big problems when that happens. Put it that way. So yeah, it's just horrible and flat right now, in every sense of the word. In every way possible. So yeah. Max Cartwright ducked out the fans forum. Duff came in for him. Yeah, we're going to discuss that now in a moment. Yeah. Stoke fans warned us about Cartwright before he came. Yeah, they did indeed. The football this season has been boring. Bruce says I can only think of 3 games season, but that I think we play well in. Yeah, and that's not good enough. We played 29 games, and we've had a couple of good games where we can actually say, you know what, we played well today. That is absolutely terrible. So yeah, but let's get into the next topic then, guys. We've got lots to discuss, and we're going to wrap up in the next. I don't know how long this will take me, to be fair, but we might go overboard tonight because there's a lot to discuss. Let's talk about Paul Ramsden, the stadium announcer, as many will know, down at the football club he was. 17 years of service. A very poor move by the club, in my opinion, once again. A guy who was town through and through and had so much passion for the club. Always revved up the crowd before matches. You know what I mean? And I think I thought the post the club put out was just utterly disgraceful and so disingenuous. By the way, the only reason they posted this message out, when rumours started to circulate about him being sacked, it's like they thought they could just get away with it without saying anything. But because they got a big negative reaction from the fan base, they decided to put out a message. What they put out, like let's have a look. This is the message they put out. Bringing a close to over a decade of service, everyone at the club would like to thank Paul Ramsden for his work as our stadium announcer. Have a great time back in the stand, Rambo, as he was known around these parts. But look how disingenuous this was, guys. You know. By the way, bringing a close to over a decade of service, he's nearly done 2 decades, for your information. So don't say it's just over a decade, like it's something nothing. It's likely wanting to just rip the heart and soul out of this football club, you know. So look, Nagel, instead of sacking the stadium announcer who's been at the Huddersfield Town for years, the higher up should focus on sacking those who have continuously failed and got us in the position we are in right now. Poor player recruitment, poor player fitness, and continuous injuries that we've had to deal with for the past season since you've come in through the door. It's just utterly disgraceful in every regard. And if you look at, you know, just to make matters a bit worse, if anybody looked at the game on Saturday, whoever that guy was who was doing the stadium announcing, let's bloody well hope he's the full-time replacement. He was utterly dreadful. Sounded like he didn't want to be there, had no connection with the club, and you could tell that as well. It's like the club wants to go down a more corporate route where nothing will be challenged, because we've seen it in the past. If anyone dares speak up about anything, any decisions who is employed by the club, then you're gone, you're sacked. And Rambo was very outspoken. I did see that he was very outspoken. You know, he did do the pre-match, you know, in H-Town, the fan bar down at the stadium, and he may have said a few things. But sometimes you know, you do speak as a fan, and emotions do get the better of you. But at least he brought some character and personality and actually loved the club. You know, he's a supporter. So, like I said, quietly the heart is being ripped out of this football club and replaced with people who have no idea what being a terrier really is. Fireworks, saxophones, light shows, they can all piss off. They can all piss off. Yeah, give me some passion and Yorkshire fight. We are Huddersfield, not some Hollywood sideshow. It's absolutely shocking what is going on in this club. I don't recognise this club. I don't recognise our club. This is our club. The fans what make this football club. And we should not stand for this rubbish that we are being served right now. Nobody wants to see light shows. Nobody wants to see fireworks. Get the product on the pitch correct and get people in the club that know what the hell they're doing, and stop sacking people that actually care about the club and actually have a connection with the club as well. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, it's such a big rant right now, but it really infuriates me. Let's go to the comments. Let's kind of calm down a little bit. But you can see my passion, guys. I love this football club, as we all do. We're passionate about this club. And it really hurts to see this club in the way we are right now, and the way it's being run, and the things that are happening as well. Bing says, don't know the reason behind this, but sounds like BE from the higher up again. We won't get a reason. We won't get a reason. Because again, he was expected to be brushed under the carpet because they only posted that message because of the negative reaction they got. That's the only reason they posted it. Aiden says, hi mate, hope you're okay. I'm sorry for not being here, mate. Good to see you back, mate. No worries, Aiden. Hope you're well. Good to see you. And yeah, make sure you do smash a like, guys, if you can. It will help the channel a lot. And subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. If you can help me out, that would be great. Michael says, be lucky to make the playoffs. Absolutely. Teams behind us are catching up. Yeah, no, I agree. You know, at the moment, well, like I said, I don't know where our next win's coming from. That's the problem. And teams are finding form below us. We're going to be out of the top 6 before we know it, sadly. If they do that, they'll find an empty stadium, something which will give them a dose of reality. Yeah, no, I agree. But the thing is Nagel doesn't seem to read the room a lot of the time, if I'm being honest. So he probably won't even, he won't read the room in that aspect. Ian says, disappointed to sack Rambo. People have been saying he got sacked for saying bad things about the club, or whatever he said. He must be right. The thing is, what do you define as bad, though? Because he's kind of just spoken the truth. But you see, people at the club don't like the truth. And if he sees something that he doesn't particularly like, yes, he's employed by the club. So, but the thing is when you're a fan of the club, it's very hard to maybe keep a lid on it sometimes, and I appreciate that. And so should have the hierarchy as well. The reality is, the hierarchy have got nowhere to hide, because it's an absolute shit show the way this club is right now. So they've got nowhere to hide. So when we say he said bad stuff, I don't think it was bad stuff. It was just truths. It was harsh truths that needed to be said. And he was speaking from the heart. Bing says, wouldn't be surprised if next time he's in town he might get booed. I mean, look, there's a lot of apathy at this club right now, like I said, and the only direction we're going is down. That's it. And we're just going further and further down, like we've seen the demise of the past since he's come through the door. So yeah, rubbish. Aiden says, Kevin, you sat the best day you announced there is, but you keep Mark Carey. Please, someone explain it to me. There's no logic, is there? There is absolutely no logic whatsoever, other than Cartwright's his best mate. So you know what? We reward failure at this football club. So don't worry, Cartwright. You stay in. Keep making bad decisions. Is that what we're doing? You know, let's see how we're going for the world record of bad decisions a sporting director can make within a certain amount of time. Is that what we're doing here? It's utterly pathetic the way this club is being run right now, and it's not acceptable. We were so confident when Nagel came in, turns out he's clueless. Yeah, completely clueless, out of touch. Turns it into a Hollywood sideshow, like his team in America. No idea about the game. Hasn't employed people that know the football side of things to help him run the club either. Probably because he doesn't know anybody within the business of football, apart from these clowns that he's got in right now. So yeah, like I said, he thinks we're American, we'll take it. We won't. Yeah, exactly. You think, yeah, exactly. He's trying to just, keep turning us into this American franchise club. Look at I know it's all these small little details, but it all counts. Look at the merchandise that we, promoting as well, and things that are in the club. It's all Americanized. It's all Americanized. It's like, who wants to wear this stuff that is being, made in the club shop? Some of the stuff that you see, it's just not what people are interested in buying over here, unfortunately. We're not in America. The council is going in the way with Nagel in charge. Shove your Premier League plan where the sun don't shine. More like make a plan for the National League. Yeah, look, Aiden, you're spot on. You're absolutely spot on, because I said it. The only direction we're going, if we continue at the rate we're doing, is down. And I agree. All this nonsense. You know what? I can't take anything. Already, I cannot take anything that that Nagel or the club, can't write anybody. I can't take them seriously. I can't take what they say seriously. I can't trust them. Already, I can't trust them. And people will go back to me, you know what, Nagel spent a lot of money, and all this as well, Americanizing the club as well. All this entertainment before games. Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. But when are we going to get to the point where we sort the product on the pitch out first and get results on the pitch first? Why is all this all centered around entertainment, before games and all this? It's ridiculous. A lot of fans don't care about that side. Yes, it's nice to have somewhere, like the fan bar's fine, the fan bar that's, I've got no issues with that. But it's all the added extras on top as well, which is just not what we want. We don't want it. We want to see a club and a team that we can be proud of. People on the board that have ambition, that know what they're doing. Not this entertainment obsession that they love to have over in America. We're not interested in it over here. Bing says, I laugh whenever they say something because it won't happen. Like he spent money, great, but where it takes. Yeah, exactly. He's allowing, Nagel's giving money. It's like he wants to waste as much money as he can because he's giving money to people that aren't using it wisely, aren't using it in the correct way, aren't going out and recruiting correctly and getting the players we need in. Like I said, we've already said, Cartwright's wasted millions and millions of Nagel's money. And he's still in a job. We're not going anywhere but down yet, absolutely. So yeah, look. In the meantime, whilst he's sacking, people that love and care about the club, Nagel decided to keep his best mate Cartwright in the job just for the sake of it, guys. Just remember that. Just let that sink in, just for the sake of it. After literally dragging the club down to League One, and he's literally ruined the club every single day every day that he still continues to be employed by this club. Everyone can see he needs to go. Nagel still isn't coming to sense about the whole situation, and it's about time he does the right thing. And the sooner the better, because we can't go on like this. And it leads me on to the kind of the final segment of the show, which is the fan forum. Final few segments of the show. What's next, Andy Brew? Yeah, the thing is that, yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if it get as many people that are connected with the club out of the club. Is that what we're doing here? It's utterly ridiculous. The thing is with Booba, though, he's very much a guy that won't say anything bad about the club at all. He won't. Well, it's not even being bad. He won't actually say what he truly thinks. He's very soft-spoken, isn't he, really, Booby? But yeah, I agree. One of our legends, the ambassador for the club. In the supporter services now. Yeah, I mean, who next? Who next is going to go? But look, the online fan forum, guys, that took place on Tuesday. This was a complete and utter waste of time because guess what? Surprise, surprise, the most incompetent board member of them all, Cartwright, decided not to turn up. Yes, for no reason other than he's a total and utter coward. That's the reason. Time to hand in your resignation before you do more damage to our club. You won't be missed either, Cartwright. Why not have an open Q&A like we used to have when questions have to be submitted? When questions have to be submitted the way they operated in Sport, it dilutes the event. Vetting questions and not really giving the fans what they want feels like we're being used. You feel like we're using the title of Fans Forum to put out updates and answers we're happy to share. How is that solving anything, guys? Let me ask you that. It was utterly shocking. No difficult questions were asked. Nothing answered that most fans remotely care about. The one man we want to hear from flopped. One thing to note, they all look dejected as well. None of them look like they want to be there. They know what the fan base think right now as well. So yeah, look, the orchestrator didn't turn up. The manager leaves after 5 minutes, and the whole thing turned into this whole PR exercise. And I'm glad I didn't watch it, guys. I didn't watch it because you know what? I feel so checked out of this club right now. It's unbelievable. I'll always have the club in my heart, absolutely. But I feel checked out with everybody that's actually in the club right now. Well, not everybody, the people that are running the show. I'm sick and tired of hearing any of them, to be fair anymore. I'm not interested. I'm really not interested. That's what I checked out of. And that's where I'm at. You know, talk is all cheap. Do the action on the pitch and have people running the club who know what they're doing. That is a good start, isn't it? So yeah, look, the online fan forum, completely not a waste of time. Didn't answer questions that a lot of fans have got, questions to ask. You know, none of all soft questions that, let's not upset anybody here, guys. Let's not upset anybody. Let's not say the hard truths. Let's not have the reality of what this club is, where this club is at right now. Don't matter about the fans' concerns. Don't matter about the fans' concerns. But we're a family club, guys. Don't forget, family club. Yeah, a family club. The community means so much to this club, guys. Don't forget, everything together. Everything together. Yeah. Absolute rubbish from top to bottom. This club is rotting from top to bottom. And then they have the cheek and audacity to have a fan forum, online fan forum. It was a complete and utter waste of time. He sets it up and then just leaves. It's a waste of time. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? When will he release? When it is too late, Nigel? When it's already over? Yeah, it's just ridiculous, and he always does things 10 times late, doesn't he? And that's the thing. Now, let's get some clarity on our so-called sporting director. Let's have a look at the timeline of our sporting director, guys. Well, not ours, but Nagel's sporting director. He's not our sporting director. He shouldn't even be at this club. Maybe Nagel could do with a reminder of how bad this guy truly is. Maybe he needs to take off his glasses and actually stop shying away from reality. Because I'm sorry, enough is enough now. So let's go through the timeline of this utter clown running the day-to-day show of this football club. And let's go in order. So, the first part was, of course, it's not letting me. Oh yeah, it's doing it now. So there we are. So let's start with the first one. So here we are. So sacking Neil Warnock, who would galvanise the whole club after hitting rock bottom and full of footballing miracle to keep us up. Surely Warnock would have been a safe pair of hands to steady the ship for the full season, given it was a transitional year with the new ownership, which was what we were told. But guess what? Sacking Warnock. I'm having a few technical issues here, guys. Sacking Warnock, I guess 99% of town fans would have wanted Neil to see the season out after his previous heroics. The buzz was well and truly back amongst the town fans, but Cartwright thought he knew better and was very premature in pushing club legends Neil and Ronnie out of the door. And then we move on to this Poxy Box Room Juniors, Are You With Me Too? And Neil revealed that 24 hours after he'd been given the boot, Cartwright had moved himself into the manager's office and put the new manager in what he described as a pokey box room, totally undermining the new manager before he had even started. I mean, who the bloody hell does he think he is, Cartwright? Moving himself into the manager's office. You should even look at you're employed by a professional club. There's nowhere else, no other club in this bloody country would actually employ you that bad at what you do after you ruined Stoke. And then hiring Moore, giving Neil Hadders punching above weight with a limited squad. I'm not sure what else Cartwright thought Moore could get out of us. Some would say a poor fit for the club, especially with his jargon-packed waffle interviews. We were falsely promised attacking football, you know. And this is the sporting director saying we were very clear in the skill sets that we wanted from our new manager, and Darren hit the key points. Absolutely, guys, so exciting, wasn't it? We wanted a manager with a proven record of high performance. Yes, high performance, believe it or not, guys. What did we get? The lowest of lows performance. We wanted someone whose playing style fits the squad we have now and one we will develop in the future. Look at all this waffle. The ability to manage a squad was also of paramount importance. We saw nothing of this. You know, hiring Moore, in reality, the football under Cartwright's new man was absolutely shocking, wasn't it? Disorganised rubbish with no identity, which alienated almost all the fan base and destroyed the connection Neil Warnock had built. Most worryingly was the multi-3-year plus deal handed out by Mark Cartwright himself for Darren Moore. Cartwright thought January reinforcement would improve things. We need a proven goal scorer at this point, but Cartwright wasted £2 million on an injury-riddled Reece Healy, who was a free agent only a few months before, and £1 million on Bojan Radulovic from the Finnish Pub League. How inspiring, guys, was this? And then, of course, Darren Moore coming in, he was able to just, you know, wear his own clothing. No Huddersfield Town branded clothing on the, no clothing of the sort in terms of his jackets. No standards whatsoever set at his club. It highlights that. And then, of course, waiting so long to get rid of Darren Moore. Every man and his dog could see for us of any chance of staying in division, he had to go. The town fans were all saying it, called for it weeks and weeks ago, but Cartwright wasn't prepared to swallow his pride, and we paid the price. Just 3 wins in 23 matches for Cartwright's man. Yes, Cartwright's man, the guy that he was raving about when he came up with his waffle when he appointed the guy. And then we go on to this guy, Jonathan Worthington. A very good spell. What a bloke Worthy did when he what a bloke Worthy is. And when he came and he steadied the ship, went somewhere and rebuilding a connection with the fans again. We saw, you know, we saw a team with passion that would fight for every ball and managed to deliver 2 wins in his 4 games. A massive improvement from the football under Moore. And next up, we decided to employ Andre Brighton writer. Cartwright clearly didn't learn his lesson from sacking Warnock, as was way too quick in getting rid of a guy who was getting a tune out of a crap squad in Jonathan Worthington. Brian Wright was Cartwright's pick this time, when most of the town wanted Worthy to have it until the end of the season. And despite Worthy saying he didn't want it full time, I'm pretty damn sure the guy of such a big connection with the club, who loves the club inside out, would have had it until the end of the season. Not on a full-time basis, but on a temporary interim basis. But no, Cartwright knew best. Relegation. The season fizzled out and we went down the whimper. Despite dressing room debacles and child's play from Cartwright's new man with name-calling excuses, amazingly allowed Brian Wright to keep us on strings and have a few weeks to decide if he fancied next season. Can you believe? Yes. He may have that, you know, we put it in his call. That's how you run a club, guys. Let the manager decide what you want to do, despite his utter ridiculous behaviour in terms of name calling and making excuses for himself to bail him out of the mud after getting relegated with the club. And then, of course, despite Cartwright leading Stoke in a real mess when he left in 2019, he seemingly wants to put the band back together and hired a couple of his old workmates. Yes, the only contacts he had in his phone book, of course. Kevin Russell soon was promoted to first team coach to be Cartwright's eyes and ears on training ground, of course. And then Beswick Sports, another of Cartwright's old employees, was used to help with our recruitment. Make of it what you will, but the whole host of first team players and staff acquired by Beswick Sports, where Mr. Cartwright once worked as a football agent. Summer recruitment, guess what, guys? Let down again in the summer, weren't we? Was that done in the A&E department? This one speaks for itself. Some people have an eye for a player, some don't. Nearly all of Cartwright's signings have picked up injuries since joining the club. Yes, down to luck, but compare this with Stuart Webber on a similar budget and look what you can produce when you've got somebody that knows what he's doing in the club. No Catchup needed here, guys, by the way. We are actually in a much better place than we were last season, and that sounds completely moronic given that we've just got relegated. This is what this guy said when he actually did front up to the media. Not that anybody cares what he has to say. We are actually in a much better place than we were last year. What planet is he actually on? Is he treated like fools? Utterly ridiculous. And then, of course, the saviour himself, panic buying, Freddie Ladapo signing after monitoring them all summer, guys. Don't forget, monitoring them all summer. I don't know what's worse, lying about this statement or actually monitoring for months and signing. 15,000 town fans at the Johnson Stadium could monitor him for 5 minutes and wouldn't touch him with a badge pole. 2-year deal. A 2-year deal. And look at the comments that he said when we signed him. Freddie's a player we've been monitoring all summer, guys. Having been aware of Freddie's circumstances and unlikely to become the free agent, we had the ability to not rush our approach under the constraints of the transfer window. He had a natural ability and physical attributes to find especially exciting. Yes, exciting, guys. As he's a different profile for them we currently available to. Yeah, he's certainly a different profile, and that's absolutely shite. And of course, Cartwright finally got his main man after the failing in the summer. And the boy, did he want to make a sing and dance about it? A full video published to let us know he brokered the deal for Joe Taylor. Taylor even quoted his name, injured 2 weeks later. A laughingstock this football club has become. January 2025 call, despite showing some early promise of 2 new strikers through the door, somehow we've ended up in a worse position than what we started it. Did we get Healy's injury news before or after sending Bojan out on loan? Who knows? 3 available strikers at present available to play right now. Utter shambles. And like I said, I've already said about Rambo. Rambo is definitely somebody you love him or hate him, but like him or lump him, he's been 17 years service to this football club, our club. A bizarre statement appeared on Twitter after some folk going into meltdown. Rumours he has been shown the door due to unsavoury comments about MC's third-tier level players. Very poor decision once again. The Q&A, as I've already mentioned. I'm unaware of circumstances behind this, but given growing apathy setting in amongst town faithful, you would think Mr. Cartwright would want to show up to answer some questions from our concerned fan base to account for the shit show that is now unfolding in League One. But no, he decided that he didn't want to turn up. And then the owner's ambitions. Surely, if the owner's targets are not met at the season's end, Mr. Nagel will look at the man who has overseen the football proceedings at the club since the takeover. Time will tell. And for what it's worth, I would like nothing more than Town to succeed under Cartwright. But unfortunately, it is not going to work. So guys, that is the timeline to give some people perspective who don't know, looking in from the who don't know, who are not really ins and out, I know some other fans watch this channel as well, but anybody that doesn't know the timeline of Mark Cartwright's disaster since coming through the door, I'm afraid I've kind of cleared out for you guys right now. Let's have a look at the comments. I apologize for not looking at the comments, but Bing says Jake Edwards is also a problem. Even this, he's not visible. He must go. Yeah, I mean they're all rubbish, aren't they? Hi, Brian. Right, was the worst high ever worse than Noah. Yeah, it was just last season. Just epitomised. Any club that had ambition and didn't reward failure would have got rid of the board in the summer and started again completely. But no, Nagel wants to do it his way, and Nagel just wants to keep his best mates in charge just for the sake of it. Sacking Moore was a massive mistake. He would have kept us up. Yeah, no, I agree. It was a big mistake. But of course, the big egos that are in this football club right now can't hack the truth. That's the reality, guys. Bing says from 6 to 3 again. How can we keep regressing? Yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I want us to finish 7th just so Cartwright can go. Yeah, like I want promotion, but I've never hated someone more. It's just the feelings that these guys have is just utterly disgraceful, isn't it? But look, I think we've covered everything. We've covered everything, and it has been lovely catching up with you all this evening. Hopefully the sound has been okay. If it hasn't, I'm going to be really annoyed if I listen to this back and the sound's going in and out. But I did put my headphones on this evening just to kind of eliminate the background noise. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching though. It's been good to be back. I've got a lot off my chest this evening, so I feel actually like I've let off a lot of steam. And also you guys in the chat as well have been letting off some steam, obviously, with your comments and contributions. I thank you for sharing your thoughts with me as well. But look, we're going to be back tomorrow for a match preview for our game against Barnsley. So do join me tomorrow night for that one. Good to see you back here. But look, where do we go from here? As the title of this video says, the reality is, I honestly don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I just wish I had a magic wand that I could make things better again, and to see us flying at that table and get promoted come May. But yeah, where do we go from here? Who knows? You can't really do much when you've got clowns running the show at the club, really, can you? And apathy, frustration, anger, all these negative words is what I feel right now. So let's just wait and see what happens. But I don't have any confidence moving forward of until there's big change in the dressing room and in the boardroom. This club's going nowhere. That's how I feel. See you later. Have a good day. Finish the side. I love this club and I want the best. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look, we're all passionate. We're all frustrated right now. And, you know, we all love the club. And I think that's what hurts us the most, doesn't it? You know, the fact that we see the club in this sorry state. And, yeah, it's just really difficult to to accept. Because we've gone through a lot, haven't we, in recent years, and just there's no signs of it getting any better, even in a division lower. So it's worrying signs. But look, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you do drop a like on the video on your way out. That would be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get everybody you know to subscribe as well. Let's try and get to that 800 subscriber mark as soon as possible. It'll be good to get there. Really, it would be an amazing achievement. And have a good rest of the evening. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know it has been a bit of a ranty video, a ranty live show, but a lot of things had to be said tonight. I couldn't not. You know me, always trying to speak the truth, never hide how I feel. And if that makes me Mr. Negative, then so be it, because a lot of people brand me negative, my views. But I don't have low standards. So if you don't have if you want high standards, you're branded negative. That's the reality of this fan base. From bad owner to another incompetent owner, absolutely. Just utterly rubbish, isn't it? Barnsley away could be another defeat or draw, yeah. Well, we're going to cover that tomorrow, Michael. Tomorrow night. Not sure what time yet, guys, but it will be either 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I would guess, that we're going to go live again tomorrow. So, guys, have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all your contributions. We love this club. We want the best for this club. And let's hope for a brighter day very, very soon. But for now, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night, guys.